Some people believe that monsters are born, others think they are made. It's impossible to determine which one holds true for Ryan Pilkington because even though his broken family life and dodgy neighborhood has contributed to his villainy, those elements alone are not enough to explain the evil in his eyes. There's something inherently wicked about him. Hi there mate, how's it going? It's Benja here, and today we're looking back on Ryan's journey through the world of Line of Duty. We meet Ryan back in Season 1 when he's just a 13-year-old kid, but don't let his appearance fool you. He's delivering burner phones for the organized crime group leader Tommy Hunter. Ryan grew up without a father on the crime-ridden Borough Grove estate, and his mother wasn't too interested in him either, so the OCG were able to recruit him and give him a sense of purpose. It doesn't take long before Ryan causes someone's death even though he doesn't do it himself. Ryan is tasked with picking up a dealer's score because Hunter is suspicious of this dealer. Ryan messes with an old fella named Alf Butterfield, and that attracts police attention, but Ryan has to run away because he's got the dealer's money and drugs on him. He knows he would be in some deep trouble if Police Constable Simon Banerjee discovered the score. That's why he runs away and throws away the entire score. Ryan says to the OCG that the dealer didn't give him the score, and two men make sure that the dealer meets a gruesome end, and they hang his body from a lamppost. So this is our first impression of Ryan. He lies in order to protect himself, which leads to the dealer's death. He grows accustomed to lying, as you've probably noticed during the most recent episodes, and his lies usually bring about death. This backstory is what makes him such a convincing villain in my opinion. That's why we hate him so much. Things get even more serious later in the season because Ryan is part of a group that kidnapped DCI Anthony Gates. The OCG are blackmailing Gates because they have framed him by murdering his love interest, Jackie Laverty. They're keeping her body in a freezer and they take Gates to that freezer. Ryan seems to be enjoying this whole ordeal. He is the burner phone kid, so he gives Gates a burner phone that he stole earlier in the episode, and Gates talks to Hunter, who blackmails Gates. Murder, kidnapping, and blackmail. Ryan is aware of all of these activities from an early age, and none of this seems to bother him. In the meantime, Simon visits Ryan's house and we get more context about his home life. Ryan's mother couldn't care less about him, and she doesn't even know that Ryan has been missing school for a while. Later on, Ryan pays a visit to Terry Boyle, who in Season 1 was being portrayed by a different actor. Ryan is the one who calls Hunter and tells him that they could move Laverty's body to Terry's house because Ryan notices the freezer. I had forgotten about this little detail, but once again it shows the truly evil nature of Ryan, because he takes initiative to cause trouble for Terry. And it gets even wilder when the OCG kidnaps Steve Arnott. Ryan tries to make sure Hunter can talk to Steve, but Steve headbutts Ryan. Ryan goes crazy and tries to cut off Steve's fingers, but Ryan isn't strong enough to inflict any lasting damage. Gates rescues Steve and captures Ryan. Ryan is interviewed by Kate Fleming and he admits to stealing phones for Hunter. He doesn't get charged for what he's done to Steve though, and he goes free. We learn in Season 6 that from this point on, Simon took Ryan under his wings. He returned to school and learned how to appear like a normal kid. But as we said, appearances can be deceiving. Ryan doesn't cut ties with the OCG despite Simon's help. We learn what Ryan has been up to in Season 5. He is working for John Corbett's unit of the OCG, which operates out of the offices of Kingsgate Printing Services. Corbett is an undercover detective, but Ryan doesn't know about that. Other members of this OCG unit are Lisa McQuinn, Lee Banks, and Miroslav. Ryan and the gang hijack a police convoy carrying drugs after they blackmail Vihan Malhotra, who is a junior administrator for the Central Police. Malhotra is quickly found out by anti-corruption, but he gets attacked in prison by OCG members and they try to shut him up. Malhotra's cousin Manit Bindra works for AC-12 and she is worried about Malhotra, so she visits him in prison using a fake name. Bindra then offers her services to the OCG to ensure that they don't harm her cousin. Ryan and Banks kidnap Bindra and bring her to Corbett, who realizes that there's a tracking tracking device in her burner phone. Because of that, Ryan and Banks take Bindra away and Banks kills her. Later in the season, Corbett attempts to convince Lisa to help him rescue the woman they are holding. We find out that Lisa is loyal to the OCG, so Ryan gets rid of Corbett because they think he is a rat. Lisa is arrested soon afterwards and she cooperates with the police, but she doesn't reveal Ryan's involvement because she knows that Ryan is going to become a police officer. And the rest is history. We meet Ryan again in season 6 when he joins Joanne Davidson's team to replace Farida Chaudhry. He finds Carl Banks' murder weapon and then tries to kill Terry Boyle and the driver in episode 3. He's becoming more and more comfortable with violence and he's one of the most loyal operatives of the OCG. Looking back on this character's development, it is easy to understand how he would become involved with criminal activity, considering his home life and his surroundings, but not every kid in that situation would become as violent as Ryan has become. I believe he's a true psychopath because even when he was 13, he was lying with confidence, which led to a dealer's gruesome death. Lavery's body didn't affect him at all. He was fine with kidnapping Gates and Steve, and he even tried to cut Steve's fingers off. This brutal streak is why I don't think Ryan will be with us for much longer. Steve and Kate have already recognized him. Kate suspects him of attempting to kill Terry and killing the driver, so I doubt Ryan will be anything like Derek Hilton or Matthew Cotton. Ryan won't rise up the ranks like they did, or at least he shouldn't be able to under normal circumstances. The writers have to make sure that Ryan gets exposed this season because his cover is as thin as a rake. This impending doom situation adds a lot of much needed tension to the show because I think this season has been a little less intense than previous iterations, which is why I think Ryan's presence and the way he conducts himself is beneficial to the overall mood of the show. He's become such a good character that he's one of the reasons why I tune in every week. I'm excited to see what evil shit he's gonna come up with next. One thing is for sure, he's not gonna go quietly into the night. No, he will go out guns blazing, and I think we are likely to see that before the season finale, just because we have 3 more episodes until then, and I'm not sure if Ryan can keep it together for that long. His close proximity to Kate and her inquisitive nature makes me think he will either try to kidnap her or try to take her hostage somehow, so I fear for Kate's safety. That is where we'll leave it for today. Let me know your thoughts about Ryan in the comments. Like this video if you've enjoyed this breakdown and subscribe for more movie reviews and TV show breakdowns. That's it for now, take care and see you in the next video.